Ever since the info cards dropped, I've been taking a break from Kashtira because I wanted to see what I could do with Tenpai, and that's only because of how grueling it is to have to draw 3 hand traps and whatnot. And so yeah, I gave Tenpai a try, and I've been doing really well with it. That said, Tenpai is really unrewarding to play, and for that reason, I thought I'd try Kashtira again. Recently, there have been a lot of shifts in how Kashtira players are playing Kashtira, and I thought I'd try them out because I've been having some of my own problems with the deck. So this Kashtira build is a rank 4 build. You may have seen people switching off of the Link stuff and going into Abyss Dweller or Braguska. I've been doing that, and I've been really enjoying it so far. And with that said, we'll get into the profile. Before anything else though, a good amount of this is inspired by Craig Smith. I think he's a great Kashtira player, and he's been topping OTS. He topped NEWCQ with the list, with his list, going to the rank 4 stuff, and I really appreciate what he's been doing for the deck. It's not a one-for-one copy of his deck. I've put in my own twist. You'll see it when I get into the profile. So yeah. Start off with the main deck. This has not changed. 3 Unicorn, 3 Fenrir, 3 Riseheart, 1 Scareclaw, and the honorary Kashtira, Blackwing Zephyros. So this might be a little confusing. Yes, this is a proxy. I've been waiting for mine to come in. This might be a little confusing. But essentially, I loved the rank 4 stuff. But I didn't love that the rank 4 stuff required either a much smaller and weaker board of like Fenrir plus a rank 4, or it required 3 cards, which sucks. For that reason, I put in Zephyros so that the rank 4 stuff becomes a 2-card combo, at the risk of just drawing a brick. Zephyros as a brick kind of sucks. You can't normal summon it. And my only issue is this being a brick. And also something that hasn't come up but may come up at one point is Zephyros being a dark, and therefore being a bestial target in game 1. It hasn't come up with me yet, but other than that, I've really been enjoying playing this card. It helps facilitate your rank 4 stuff. Yes, it deals some damage, whatever. It's follow-up. If you use Wraithsoth to go into your combo, you can just bounce back Wraithsoth, keep it in your hand for next turn. Or bounce back Birth, keep it in your hand. And for that reason, I've really been liking this card. And I'm probably going to continue playing it, just again because I really... Kashtira already suffers from the fact that the 1-card combo of Unicorn isn't that strong. And so those 2-card combos that would go into the Appaloosa line were stronger, but those boards aren't as strong, which is why people are moving to the rank 4 stuff. And the issue with the rank 4 stuff is that it's kind of hard to get into because you need 3 cards. And so that's why I chose to play Zephyros in my build. It makes all the 2-card combos that would make the Appaloosa line into a 2-card combo that could make the Zephyros line, the rank 4 line, which is great. I highly recommend people test out this card, play it more, and then if you really think that having that brick is enough to turn you off from it, then don't play it. It's fine. Again, Craig Smith has been seeing success without this card, so I'm sure you can do it too. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, 3 Wraithsoth, 1 Terraforming. I took out Necro Valley and Set Rotation. I wanted to put it in. I really want to put it in, but it's 1 extra piece of consistency. And yes, Necro Valley and Set Rotation are both non-engine, but you really need to play more non-engine. Consistency obviously will change a little, but it hasn't changed too much for me, and I'm good with the amount of consistency I'm playing right now. And most players already play that much, and no one really plays the Necro Valley Set Rotation stuff, so if they're seeing success, then I should be good. And then 3 Birth, 2 Theosis, 3 Prosperity. Another big plus to the rank 4 stuff is Prosperity no longer just stops your combo. If you want to extend further, with let's say you have Unicorn and Fenrir and you're trying to do the Appaloosa stuff, special Unicorn, and you get hand trapped. Oh no, You can either Prosperity for 3 and just really gamble and hope that you draw Birth, or you sit on the Unicorn, or you can just Prosperity for 6, get rid of so many of your utility Xyz monsters, and then go into your Link stuff. And then you have to worry about if the Link stuff is enough. But Prosperity now, with the extra deck being more toolbox, is I can just get rid of 6 cards, and I'll show you which ones I usually get rid of to try to dig deeper into an extender. And so, yeah, I think all this to say the shift to the rank 4 stuff has made this deck a lot better, I'd say. A lot cheesier. I don't like the rank 4s. I don't like Baguska specifically. I like Abyss Dweller a lot. But yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction for making this bad deck a little better. So that's it for the engine stuff. Finally, the non-engine, we have 1 card combo, Dimension Shifter, 3 Ash. These are the 2 best hand traps, and then Imperm, Veiler, Mourner, and Ogre. What I've been seeing is putting in talents, which is fine. If I wasn't playing Zephyros, I'd probably be playing 2 talents, but and 16 hand traps. But this is 17 hand traps, and the theory with this is most regular hand trap build for most decks is always 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Veiler, and from there maybe more hand traps, maybe a combination of board breakers, blah blah blah. I can't play Nib, so I play Shifter, and Shifter by itself can usually stop a turn, which is why it's so great. You don't have to pair it with something like Nib. So these guys are self-explanatory. These guys though, Mourner I was taking out of my build because I was like, oh, everyone's on Bystials. Maybe I should play Kashtira's version of Bystial, which would be Bell. It wasn't. Mourner is so much better. The only reason Mourner's gotten out of the format, in my opinion, and I might be wrong, is because Bystials are so good in the top decks, because they're not only disruption, they're extenders and easier ways to get into Beatrice. I don't play Beatrice, and I can't play Bystials. So Mourner is much better than Bell, and so I'm just not gonna take it out. 2 Ogre. I was between Ogre and Talents, but the theory with Ogre is that 1, it can be a board breaker. 2, it can also be a hand trap against certain matchups. And so that's why I put an Ogre, because let's say I'm against Tenpai or I'm against Yubel, then this is a hand trap. If I'm against Snake Eye, then I have 2 hand traps to work with. You have a high chance of drawing 2 hand traps. And then Ogre is something you can dig for off of Prosperity to deal with Appaloosa, because the 2 hand trap board, if you hand trap them twice, their board is like Appaloosa, Flamberge, IP, Princess Engrave. So now you have something to disrupt that. And yeah, I just for that I wanted the last 2 slots to be something I could dig for with Prosperity, and because Ogre is also a hand trap, I thought it works well. And Talents by itself isn't that good, so that's why I just wouldn't play it. Unless I was like Jesse Cotton, he plays 20 hand traps and 3 talents in a Snake Eye Fiendsmith build. That makes sense, because after all your hand trap stuff, you also have 2 talents on top. You also have talents on top, which is great. I don't have the space for that. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. It's been really great. I've been liking it, and I don't see myself changing anything anytime soon. The banned list should probably change something, because I might go back to board breakers when these stupid decks that can play through 2 hand traps finally die, but time will tell. Now for the extra deck, this is the fun part. I really like this extra deck now. Rank 7s, Shang, self-explanatory, Flare Metal, best card. Arsenal Falcon, this is for Zephyros, Big Eye, Dark Armed, Dracossack for skill drain, Harmonizer still. This card is just like an alternate end board piece against decks that like their graveyard more. If you don't think the Shang Summon Unicorn is good enough, this might get swapped out for some. I don't know. It's an okay card. And that's it for the rank 7s. Only 7 of them with 6 of them being actual utility. I'm okay with this. The only card that I wish I could put in would be Mountain Smasher, but I don't have the space, and also when I played Mountain Smasher, it wouldn't come in that much. But with all that said, there's some extra stuff in the extra deck that I think makes not playing Mountain Smasher worth it. Before we get into that, the 2 rank 4s, self-explanatory, 2 rank 12s, and then the utility cards, SP, Chengying. This card might be swapped out for something else, Mountain Smasher, Haggard, Donner, something like that. I really like Chengying, but usually it's just a prosperity target. With that said, I don't use it well enough, I think I need more time testing, and then maybe it'll be good enough for me to use it. And then finally, this is something I got off of Craig Smith's profile. Utopic Future and Utopic Draco Future. I was so unconvinced until I actually played with these cards. These cards are amazing in Kashtira, and I can't believe it took this long to find out that these cards were amazing. I'll show you why with a combo at the end of the video. If you see Craig Smith's video, which I'll have in the description, by the way, of his recent OTS top, he explains the combo. It's not shown, so some people are confused, so I'll put it in this video. But yeah, oh my god, when I show you the combo, you'll realize how good that is. So that's it for the extra deck. And then finally for the side deck, 3 Ghost Sister. This card is good for, okay, so the Zephyros thing could hurt. That's why I like Ghost Sister. And then also, Kashtira is a deck that loves its grind, and for that reason, I think Ghost Sister is just a great card to play. To buy yourself more turns and whatnot. Next up, Sphere Mode. This is a card that I was kind of unconvinced of, and so far it hasn't been too crazy for me. Because you're really hoping that your hand traps will be enough, and then if your opponent ends on a board that's not strong, then this card is dead. If your opponent ends on a board that is strong but is 2 monsters, this card is dead. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still a little unconvinced. This replaced Lightning Storm and Feather Duster, which were always really good cards for me. So they might come back in, and these might see their way out. Again, I'll do some more testing, but that's it for the monsters. Spells, Cyclone. I'm still playing for 10 pi, and whatnot. And then last but not least is the going first card. So I'm not playing Skill Drain. Solemn Judgment will never leave this build ever. Solemn Judgment is here to stay. But I am playing Different Dimension Ground. The reason for this combination, my combination of trap cards have been fluctuating. It was Solemn Judgment and Skill Drain. I don't know how other people do it on Kashtira. Skill Drain hurts so much. If your opponent puts up a body that's 3000 attack, then you're usually just cooked. It just creates such boring gameplay, and my opponent usually comes out on top. Whereas this card is good against Snake Eye. It's good against White Forest, where White Forest plays through Skill Drain actually on your opponent's board, which is crazy. White Forest needs more credit. But yeah, this card is good. I'll cite it in. The only deck that's not that good against is Flu and Ritual Beast, which is why before being on DDG, I was on Dimensional Barrier. And that's also good. But the issue with that is it doesn't hit Snake Eye. And I'd rather have more cards to hit Snake Eye than have an option for 2 decks that I might not see, and even if I do see, I have cards that can deal with them. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. I did want to show off 2 combos real quick, being the Utopic Draco Future combo and the 2 card combos. So let's start with the 2 card combos. This is Old Reliable, Fenrir and Unicorn. So you're gonna special Unicorn at birth, normal Fenrir. Actually, pause on Fenrir effect. Don't use it yet. In my experience, it's just not as it comes up better later on when you summon back with Birth. Arsenal Falcon, detach Fenrir, summon Zephyros. Use these guys to make SP, and you get your SP banished. If you're doing this second, you can banish something on your opponent's board. If you're doing this first, though, I think it's your banish from the grave is very inconsequential. So the only thing that I recently thought of doing is banishing Arsenal Falcon in case, and this is really dumb, but this is the only reason the SP banish matters, in case your opponent draws a Bestial as their 6th card, you don't give them something that can attack over SP. That's why I banish Arsenal Falcon. But anyways, and Birth summon back Fenrir. Now you use Fenrir effect to add Rise Heart. Special Rise Heart. Use Zephyros to bounce back Birth, and then use these guys to make Baguska against most decks. I'll make Abyss Dweller against like really grave reliant decks like Yubel, Unchained, decks like that, but usually Baguska. And then you can keep the Birth in hand or activate it. It's your choice. And also this combo is nib proof. If your SP is your 5th summon, and if you get nibbed there, then you lose your SP. Special Fenrir, add Rise, special Zephyros, and then you're chilling. If you get nibbed on Fenrir summon, you just that's actually the best place to nib, because even if you added Rise Heart earlier, it won't do anything. So you'll just have a Zephyros engrave that can't come back, and you can't make your rank 4, but you'll still end on SP and Fenrir. And yeah, that's the best place to nib. Last thing I wanted to show is the Utopic Draco Future combo. So this isn't a going first combo, this is a going second combo because you need your opponent to have a card on the field, but it is very, very useful. All you need is a unicorn, and remember you have 4 more cards to play with. So if you have Birth, then you'll see. Let's say we have Birth as well. Okay. Special unicorn effect. Add Theosis for Fenrir for Rise Heart, special Rise Heart, banish Scareclaw Kashtira. Use these guys to make Dark Armed, detach something, pop on your opponent's field, banish Theosis effect, add Scareclaw Cash to hand. Okay? And then Dark Armed, destroy something again, banish again. Scareclaw Kashtira, banish, summon, use these two to make another Xyz that isn't a number. So that was the dumbest thing. I was playing on YGO Omega and I kept making numbers and I was like, why can I not make Draco Future? The game is bugged. And then I realized, oh, I'm using numbers. So you can make Dracossack, you can make Flare Metal, Shang, you can make Arsenal Falcon. You can make Arsenal Falcon, summon your Zephyros if you want. But I'd say the best thing to do is go into Dracossack, and then Dracossack effect, summon 2 tokens, pop one of the tokens and an opponent's monster. So you get 3 pops. And after that, you get to use these guys to make Utopic Future and Utopic Draco Future. And then you can attack if you want. And if you do attack, you can make a format Zeus. And so that's why there's really no point in playing Mountain Smasher anymore. You can make a format Zeus in that case. And then if you drew Birth, if you drew like if you had Rise Heart already and you can keep your Scareclaw Kashtira, for example, then Birth, summon back Fenrir, and then you pass back to your opponent with this board, which is
It's pretty good.
You have the Fenrir Banish, and then you have the Draco Future to negate and snatch steal. So yeah, I'm really liking the deck now. It's a lot more fun. Not with the going first stuff. Again, I hate Baguska, but it's more fun going second because your hand trap count is nice, and you have more utility with the extra deck. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go back to the Link stuff anytime soon, because that part of the extra deck would also be inconsequential. You'd banish it off of Prosperity going second. You could sometimes use it going first, but going second just for follow up, just summon Appaloosa, but it's not as good. So yeah, that's the list. Go try it out, see how it is. I'm gonna get some of my own results, and with that said, take care.